Hello everyone, today we're playing Red Dead 2 and we're going to look at some tips into how to improve your shooting, more specifically getting headshots. We're going to walk through the mechanics and then we'll take a look at some game situations. Okay, let's get started on the basics here. In front of us we have a PS4 controller. I assume the Xbox One is very similar except the letters and numbers are a little bit different. But alright, let's get with the basics here. Now, first step is you want to have your gun drawn. Once you have your gun drawn, you can do this. You can't lock onto a target without your gun drawn. And how exactly do you lock onto a target? Well, there's this button right here. It's on the left side. It's called L2. It's the L2 button. You want to hold that down to lock onto your target. And the nice thing is once you lock onto a target, if they move, you know, as long as you're holding it down, your gun's going to move with it for a certain extent. I won't do it all the way, of course. So what you're going to want to do is hold that button down to lock onto the target. And next, what you'd like to do is get a high percentage headshot, or have a better chance to get a headshot. And in order to do that, what you're going to want to do is, since you've got it held down and it's locking onto them, what you need to do is look for this right analog stick. It's right over here. You can see right there. That's the right analog stick there. So you're going to want to do is you're going to want to nudge that up just a little bit. So nudge it up just a little bit. And that until you get to where you're aiming for the head. Now, you may not want to practice in an actual gunfight with a posse or, you know, whatever situation you're encountering. It may be best to, you know, okay, maybe save your game, walk around town and just practice aiming at some people and see how you get a feel for the mechanics and stuff. Because once you get a feel for it, then you can get into actual game situations where you can, you know, improve your chances. And you're not always going to be able to get those shots off in real time, but once you understand the mechanics and stuff behind it, it improves your odds of doing that, and you'll get through the game much faster. Now, when you get into a real gunfight, you're not going to master this right away, or at least most of us aren't. So what you want to do is you want to practice working on the mechanics and stuff, and see what you can do. You can also, you know, practice a little Deadeye too and stuff to just kind of get an idea. But the main point here is you want to hold that L2 button down and then try to nudge the controller up, the right analog stick it is, when you can. Again, when you're in a shootout and stuff, it's a little bit crazy, so you're not always going to get that perfect shot off. As you can see, we got having to just get it right there with a nudge, but yeah, you want to practice, and eventually, you know, you get a little bit better at it and stuff. Sometimes mix in the Deadeye and so forth to save yourself if you're a little bit overwhelmed, because you want to eliminate as many enemy targets as you can. That way they won't overwhelm you and take out your gang or knock you out. But yeah, if you practice and when you can, you know, try to give it the little gentle nudge. If you can do that and you get better at it and stuff, you eliminate targets much more quickly. So my main point here is just practice. Maybe save your game and try practicing in a town before you get into the actual gunfight situations. But of course you can practice here too. You know, just lock onto the target, try to hold it down, give it a little tap up. You're not always going to get that perfect shot in, but the more you do it, the better you get. And the better you get, you know, the better you get, and it becomes easier to do. One other final point I'd like to make is that it's generally much easier to do it against stationary targets or guys that aren't moving a ton. Not that you can't do it, it's just easier to size them up. Here we size this guy up in the roof right there, and boom. Size up the other guy, boom. Maybe not quite a headshot, but, you know, knocked him out. You know, you want to mix in the regular stuff with a little bit of Deadeye, and once you get the mechanics down and stuff, you know, holding the L2 down, giving the right analog stick a little nudge, you get a feel for how to do it. You know, you can practice a little bit of Deadeye, and it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool how this game works. And of course, that wraps this up. Thanks for watching, and good luck.